he's literally staring Piccolo in the eyes as he's sucking this man's soul and looking at Piccolo and said, "You're next." And that's just it. And I was like, yo, I have so many mutuals who just love Toji so much.
Even though he's the worst person in this anime.
I get it though. I get it. Hi, I am Namu, the love child of Sasuke and Naruto.
And I'm Whimsy. I am the baddest, but not as bad as Gojo Satoru. And we are Annie Mutuals.
Yes. So, for today's topic, we are talking about shonen, and everyone has seen shonen anime. Regardless if you like shonen or not, you may be a fan of like shoujo or mecha, or you might not even be into anime, but everyone at one point who watches anime has seen a shonen jump anime of some sort.
They shove it down our throats. They definitely do.
Yeah, they really do. So shonen is like basically like geared towards young boys, even though I think like young girls also like are a target audience these days.
I know.
There's like a whole bunch of different categories of it. Like it's very, very, very expansive. But usually it's a shonen when it's like good versus evil. There's a lot of action and adventure.
Like a battle anime. I feel like people, when they think of anime, they're thinking of a shonen battle anime.
Exactly. And if you're not thinking of it, you know exactly what type of genre of anime that you're thinking of. Like, oh yeah, I love Sailor Moon. You know Sailor Moon's not a shonen.
Exactly. But like, what do you think makes a shonen, Nami? Like, what do you think when they start cooking up their recipes, what do they have to have?
So, young boy, no parents. They gotta have a rival of some sort, either like a childhood rival or like you're in school rival of some sort, or if there's like no school but like some sort of like community, or like you're all in like a big gang or something, like there's like a rival of some sort, and you're probably fighting God or something at one point in time.
Yeah, there always has to be like a training arc. You always have to be the underdog at some point. I don't think I've seen an anime where someone was not the underdog. And I do agree the parents have to be dead. How else are they going to send their 12-year-old children off to war if their parents were telling them to stop? When we talk about shonen, I know we're talking about it right now, but I feel like there's so many misconceptions about it. Again, like what we just mentioned, like people think it's a certain thing, but like it's just a demographic. Like there are different genres. There are shonen romance, shonen comedy, shonen action, shonen fantasy, like, all that good stuff. So I'm really excited to be talking about shonen with Namu here today in our Annie Mutuals.
We asked our community what is their favorite shonen protagonist. And before we get into that, I want to talk about mine because I have like two different answers. And
Me too.
it's like based off of like age. Because as a child, I loved Dragon Ball Z. And Goku was just my everything. Everything. I was Dragon Ball Z this, Dragon Ball Z that. And it's like you couldn't tell me nothing. Even though I did love like, Sailor Moon and stuff like that. But it was just Goku beating everyone. But that was immature thoughts. I was an idiot. I learned better. I've matured. And now Luffy's my favorite. And I feel like I didn't mature that much.
Also, this is definitely like a dumb man will keep a woman down. This is exactly what we're talking about. Nami has a type.
Listen, Luffy, he's, straight to the point. He's like, listen, I want to be king of the pirates. I want food.
And what's Goku's character? You're telling me they're not the same people right here?
Well, you're not wrong. He doesn't want to be king of pirates, but he wants to be the world's strongest, and he also wants food. So you're not wrong. So never mind.
That's true. But I feel like Luffy would be a better father. Like I can feel it. Luffy would be a better dad than him.
I mean, Luffy didn't even knew he had a father until he met his father or heard about his father from his grandfather, and he's like, oh, I didn't even think I had a dad. And that's like kind of weird. Like, Goku, how do you think you got here?
I guess that's why you like both of them, because they're both like silly. Is that why you really enjoy these characters?
I don't know. It might also just be really influenced because I've been watching a lot of One Piece lately, and I'm like trying my best to catch up. And I'm in the 900s, like I'm doing real well. It's taking me like 2 years to get to this point, and I've realized that, you know what, Luffy is actually a really great shonen protagonist, in my opinion.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, I went a really different route when I was thinking about my shonen protagonist, and maybe it's like the relevancy, like the latest thing you see is a thing that like sticks in your head. So mine is like a newer. So my favorite shonen protagonist is actually Mob from Mob Psycho.
Ooh, okay, okay.
And I love him because I just think he is such a wonderful character. I think he is so sweet and so kind to others. And I feel like I don't know if it's like a new gen, old gen kind of thing, because I feel like a lot of old gen anime, like they were like the same. Like there was an edgelord, there was like a silly character that all they can think about is food and getting stronger. But like when I really see Kageyama, Mob. Let me call him Mob. I not even go for his name. So whenever I see Mob and I see his character, like it's so like developed. There's so many different aspects to him, but at the same time, he's just a boy trying his best in the world.
No, when you look at these like characters and you like, man, this is my favorite shonen protagonist. Do any shallow thoughts come in? Like if they ugly, like they're not gonna be your favorite shonen protagonist? Because when I look at him, I don't know, the eyes is just like, he could never. He could never be a fave.
Not a looker either. Luffy ain't nothing. Like I'm sorry. And I don't have any thirst for Mob. He's a child, but he's an angel. And I feel like people be clowning on him. And Deku, they be like, oh, he a crybaby. You know what? Let them cry. Let them cry.
You know, boys and men deserve to also, you know, shed their emotions and, you know, be free. So, yeah,
exactly.
Okay. Let them cry.
So what did our Annie mutuals end up saying? Let's see. Oh, that's my man. Yeah. That's my man. That's my man.
You know, I know I said Goku earlier, but like I had the biggest crush on Trunks when I was a kid.
Too.
Like his entrance back in like pre-Android saga, and he pulling up and he's like, yo, we got some people who's about to pull up, Goku about to come back in town. Oh look, it's Cooler, let me go kill her. Or not Cooler, it's King Cole, let me go just like mess him up. Like he came in with such like bam.
Future Trunks did something to me. I loved it. I thought he was so cool. I would cosplay him. He is on my list because he's definitely such a cool character. And I loved him because he also signified my OTP got together, which was Vegeta and Bulma. And I was like, yep, locked in. That's it.
Okay, so y'all heard it here. She's going to be cosplaying Trunks in the very, very near future. Anime NYC.
I'm gonna get a blue lace front. It's gonna be gorgeous. 40 inches.
Jotaro Kujo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
All right.
Listen, I'm saying now, I've never seen any JoJo. I can't. The art style is just too ugly. And this is coming from someone who likes One Piece, because One Piece is not a good looking anime. Like, no, it's a beautiful, like, you know, the art style is cool, but like the characters are just a little sometimes.
Unless they're a girl.
Yeah.
They'd be like snatched.
I'd be jealous though. But
I've seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure actually, and I've seen every season, not to its completeness, because some I just couldn't. I was like, please skip this episode. Please get to the end. Please, what's going on? And actually, like, I was like forced to watch it because someone was like, you have to watch it. It was a man. And they were like, oh, you have to watch it. It's like that anime. You have to see it. And I was like, oh, okay.
See, the first mistake was listening to a man's opinion about JoJo.
It was definitely iconic. The art style and like the poses, I was like, okay, I can see the author of this. He did that. Like he put his foot in it. Am I gonna watch all of that? No.
I appreciate what JoJo has done for the anime community, because I know some Affinity friends and mutuals who love it, and when I see their cosplays, I was like, they are doing that, and when they do the poses too, it's great. Me personally, I don't think I could ever sit down and watch it. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
Try
it's 2024. New year, new season.
That was like season 3. I'm pretty sure that JoJo was from season 3. And I liked season 4 was my favorite, but also that Jotaro that we're talking about, he was a mama's boy. Like his whole storyline was like he was trying to save his mom, which I thought was cute. So I can definitely see why he's liked.
Let's see.
Oh. Great teacher, Onizuka.
I've never.
I've seen it, and there's some very questionable scenes, given it was a different time back then, and things we could get away with things.
Like, are we talking about like 90s anime right here?
Yeah, I think it's like 80s. I think
Ooh.
it's kind of dated, and he's like a teacher, but he was like a gangster, and he became a teacher, so he's like that cool guy, and like I could see it, like he definitely was an idiot, but he was like a lovable idiot, and like he knew it. Was he like thirsting after some of those girls? I'm pretty sure the girls in school.
Boy.
But
Of course.
I'm curious why someone chose him. I really wish we.
I need an explanation. If this is you, if you said great teacher Onizuka, expose yourself right now. Expose.
So we did Shonen Pro Tag. Now it's your favorite Shonen villain, and this was hard for me in particular. When I chose my villain, it's actually from Jujutsu Kaisen. I've been on a Jujutsu Kaisen wave, and I chose Sukuna. And maybe because I just watched the end of the season, but this demon was so inherently evil. He literally, even the first time you meet him, he's like, all right, I'm up in here, who am I gonna murder first? And he has no qualms. He does not care who you are, girl, baby, man. He will commit any crime imaginable. And I just love that in a villain. I love when a villain's just bad. There's no explanation. They're just bad. Like, you know what? I gotta respect it. I gotta respect evil as evil does. So
some of the best villains are like the ones who like have no reasoning. There's no like redemption arc. There's no they had like, you know, they parents died when they were kids and that traumatized. No, they just want to be evil. They just want to kill. Those are some of the best.
I love that. So who did you choose? I'm curious.
Going back to Dragon Ball Z, Cell is one of my favorite villains, and not Perfect Cell, imperfect Cell from the beginning of the Cell saga. Him specifically because literally he comes out of nowhere. He is an android that was created by Dr. Gero and Red Ribbon Army back in the day and all that stuff. Well, secretly by Dr. Gero. And like no one knows of his existence until he's already here, murking towns. He's sucking up people's essence and stuff. And it's just like, he don't care at all. He's literally staring Piccolo in the eyes as he's sucking this man's soul and looking at Piccolo and said, "You're next." And that's just it. And I was like, yo. And there's this one particular scene where he's chasing like this kid and his mom in like an airport, like empty abandoned airport, and it's like all screen like the screen's all dark and everything. You just got like the spotlights shining on them as they're running, and the music in the background is all intense. And I was like, yo, this is the villain here. And Perfect Cell is great and all, but I don't know. In Perfect Cell, he was just a different breed right there. I loved him.
I love that. I like how we were on the same page. Like we're here for the chaos. We're here for the love of it. Let's see if our Annie mutuals felt the same way. Majin Buu, you take this novel, because I'm gonna be honest.
Majin Buu. See, okay, they say it's mostly nostalgia, but also pretty ruthless as far as villains go. But this person needs to be a bit more specific because there's various versions of Majin Buu. We got the regular, iconic, fat Majin Buu. We have Old Buu, or like, I think he's just, I'm not sure if he had like a specific name, but he's like old and like, you know, looked like he was like 2 shades from like dying, but he was Old Buu. And then we have Super Buu, who is pretty much the majority of the villain for the entire Majin Buu saga, because he absorbing everyone and gaining their powers. And then you have probably the most ruthless one, which is Kid Buu.
Okay. And I need to write some notes. I need to remember this. The
Kid
Lord
Buu is the endgame villain of the Majin Buu saga, and So this person needs to like specify, but I think when it comes to like the ruthlessness, it'd probably be Kid Buu, because Super Buu kind of had like a conscience still, and like he just knew what was happening, even though he was absorbing stuff. But Kid Buu, like after Goku and Vegeta like escape and they go all the way to the other world, I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've watched Dragon Ball Z, but when they went to like, you know, heaven
that place,
whatever, yeah, when they went there, like. Kid Buu was like, it was on site. Like he followed them through the universe to all the way to this planet to continue this fight. Like it's on site with Kid Buu. So it's like, yeah, I can see why someone would love Majin Buu as a villain.
I like that there's so many different versions of them, but I feel like as a whole, if you think about all of them, like that is a good villain. A villain that is so multi-dimensional. I like that. I need to go rewatch.
Frieza. Yeah, in my opinion, Frieza more annoying. He's annoying.
Is he the monkey one? He's the one who's like,
yeah, he's the racist. Like in Black History Month, you saying Frieza in Black History Month? No, like Frieza, he's just annoying to me. He keeps coming back. He had his own saga, the Frieza saga, and then he want to come back with Trunks and got split in half by him, much deserved. And then he come back again for the Resurrection of F movie. Like, can he like chill? Stop, like stay down in the ground, please.
Yeah, they can make new villains. Like that's perfectly plausible. So
it makes sense though, because even though he's not the first villain in Dragon Ball Z, it would be Raditz. He is, and Vegeta and Nappa. He's like the first like major villain who's killing everyone. Like I think up until meeting Frieza, the only one who died was like Yamcha. And no one cared about Yamcha, but like he out here murking Krillin. He out here murking Vegeta. He getting all the Namekians.
Don't they come back from heaven? Doesn't even matter. They just be coming back. They get those Dragon Balls and they do it again and they do it again and they do it again.
But the issue was that Krillin had already died in Dragon Ball. So him getting killed here again is like, there's no, at the time, they don't know that they can bring him back. But at the time, it's like, that's it for Krillin. Krillin's never coming back kind of situation.
But he does. He does. I'm sure he probably dies a third time. I wonder if, I'm gonna fact check this. If he dies a third time.
I think the great thing that like stems from Frieza though is like, this leads to the great Super Saiyan transformation though. So it's, you know, iconic villain. He's just annoying.
If you can get that out of the main character, then you're a good villain. Like you can level them up. I think that's pretty dope.
So another character that our community said was Shishio from Rurouni Kenshin.
That was, I wasn't expecting that.
I actually have not seen Rurouni Kenshin in such a long time. And only like once in its entirety. Like I need to actually sit down and watch it.
I watched like it in its entirety. I watched Samurai X and I watched the live action like sequel. This was back in the day though, but Shishio, I was always terrified of him. I know it's like mostly because I don't know what disease he had. He had something. I think it was the same thing that was in that movie, like Ghibli movie, Princess Mononoke, what those people had. I forgot what it's called. There's like something with their skin. Anyways. So he had that, and like he always scared me because I remember this one distinct scene where he has like a wife or a girlfriend. It was like his boo, and he literally uses her as a way to stab through her to try to get towards the other characters. Like, didn't even care. He murdered her. And I was like, oh, this man's a bad man. And he was in the opium trade too. I was like, oof.
Collateral damage. So we talked about the protagonist and we talked about the antagonist. But what about favorite shonen anime? Like in general?
Yes.
But I actually had to sit down and think about it. I was like, you know, thinking about all the animes I watched as a child, what was when I was tuned in every week? And it was Naruto. Like I was into Naruto. I would be like calling my mom. She'd either be at work or like somewhere else. I'd be like, yo, mom, like Sakura just beat the crap out of Ino in the tuning exams or something. Like I would be calling her. And like there's what was it? in like the very first like major arc where they're all fighting Zabuza and Haku, and where Sasuke kind of like dies. Like I called my mom crying. I was like,
and what does your mom say? I feel like my mom's like, oh, what is that Chinese stuff you be watching? She don't know nothing. Is your mom like more into anime? Does she like know what you're talking about?
I talk about it enough that she knows. She doesn't watch it. She watched a little bit of Fullmetal Alchemist. She always hated Dragon Ball Z because they're always yelling. But I talk about it enough that she knows who the characters are, and she would buy me like the Naruto games and everything. So she was well aware of it, and she would just like put up with it because I call her about everything and anything because I was a latchkey kid as a child, and so I would call her for every little thing to, that would calm her down and know that I'm okay, even though I'm at home by myself. So I would like call her about, this episode of SpongeBob's on. So it's normal for me to talk to her about Naruto.
Imagine being a mom and your child calling you and thinking it's an emergency. Mommy, Zabuza died.
No, legit. I called her crying because I thought Sasuke died because Sasuke was my boo thing when I was like 11.
100%. He's worth it.
So we asked our community like what was their favorite shonen animes, and we got some good answers because the very first one I saw was Yu Yu Hakusho, and I was like, we already talked about Yusuke Urameshi. Yu Yu Hakusho, classic 90s anime. If you grew up in the 90s watching anime, more than likely you have to have seen it on TV because it's on Toonami every weekend. Great show. I feel like I don't even need to go into that even more because we already talked about Yusuke.
Exactly. As long as you like know the theme song, I feel like that brings it up an edge. Trigun, and I'm gonna imagine they mean the old one, but I know they did make the remake recently.
Yeah, and I haven't seen that.
Me either. It looked really cool, I have to say. I was into it, but Trigun, I've never heard someone say that that's their favorite anime. But I remember watching it and it was really good. Like Vash Stampede, that was my boy.
Yeah, top tier old 90s anime in my opinion. I love Trigun. I think I've seen it in its entirety like twice or 3 times back in the day on Adult Swim. And it's a really good one. Like if you haven't seen it, like trust and believe, you'll enjoy it. Even with the older version, it's still like it aged well. Like it's really good. And Vash is a great top tier protagonist. He's funny, he's strong, he got his goofy moments, he also got his serious moments. He was also voiced by, in English, Johnny Young Bosch, so like that's already a great voice right there. So another anime that someone said was My Hero Academia, and I agree. I agree with that. Like I do love me some My Hero. I've been slacking on keeping up with it. I think I'm like a season or so behind, but like I've cosplayed like multiple characters from My Hero Academia, so like I that's one of my favorite animes for sure.
I can see why. I feel like it's so funny because like I don't really watch the anime anymore, but I also like read the manga. I just think the leaks, I always see the leaks because they're always online and I always like catch up and I'm like, oh my god, what's happening in My Hero Academia? I have to say that for My Hero Academia, I feel like it brought me back into shonen anime. I feel like there was like a period of time where like Naruto and One Piece, like they were going, but like they were ending, and like that took the reign. They were like, okay, this is the new gen. This is gonna be what people remember that were born in this generation. And I do admit it's huge. I feel like My Hero Academia is one of the hugest like animes at this time.
Not gonna lie, I'm surprised that no one has said Demon Slayer or JJK yet.
Yes,
as their favorite.
Yes,
those are so popular right now.
I love Demon Slayer. That's my favorite new gen. Do you have a favorite new gen?
New gen, it would probably be a tie between My Hero and Demon Slayer. I think Demon Slayer is really pretty, artistic style, art style wise, is really pretty and really sad. And I'm gonna lean towards Demon Slayer.
Me too, I do have to say.
But a anime that I didn't think I liked because of the animation, but after watching it, it's freaking hilarious. But it's Bobobo. That anime. That anime is so stupid. But like the good kind, because not a single episode has ever gone by that I'm like, I got tears in my eyes from laughing so much. Like looking at it, like any images, art, or whatever, you think, oh no, this doesn't look good or whatever. No. Bobobo. Watch it. You'll love it.
I very vaguely remember it. I just know he had nose hairs, and I just knew it was ridiculous. But I remember watching it. It was funny.
Yeah.
So someone actually said that an anime mutual said that their shonen anime that they didn't think they liked, but they did, was Naruto, which I find, I forget that Naruto has haters, maybe because I put it in such high regards that I'm like, Naruto is just like something you watch. You have to watch it if you watch anime, but I'm guessing like...
No, especially if you like grew up watching anime as a kid on TV, like that was, you had to be a fan of Naruto, like back in the early 2000s.
That's what I thought, but I guess not, because this person wasn't a fan and then watched it and they're like, you know what? It was good, which, good for you, because Naruto definitely, it's in here.
Top tier. We don't talk about Boruto though. But someone else said this, and I completely agree. Well, maybe not completely agree, but One Piece, yes. They said, we'll probably never ever catch up, which is a mood, but it's definitely interesting. Now, I grew up watching One Piece, even though it's taking me almost 20 years to catch up, but...
And 20 more, get ready.
Right. Listen, it's never too late to watch One Piece. I guarantee you will catch up before it's over. Like, that's how long it takes, but it's also taking forever to end. Don't worry. I understand why you would choose One Piece.
Nice. Let me see. So this one I thought was very interesting because I did not expect this answer, maybe because it's not a very popular anime in my opinion, even though I know about it. It's like Black Lagoon. I don't know if you ever heard of that anime.
I never watched it. I've heard of it though.
Yeah, like you've probably seen it or watched it. I need to do a rewatch of it because I feel like I didn't get the full... when your brain's younger and you don't really understand all the nuances of the anime, I feel like I would definitely enjoy it now as I got older. So definitely, I could see that expectations changing.
And the last answer we got was Dragon Ball Z. Now, this person said it was very long, but it was fairly dramatic fun. And yes, I feel like with how it is like with Naruto, like it's just, how can you not at one point in time enjoy Dragon Ball Z, even if it's just like a little moment here or there? Like, it's such a great anime, and it's still like age well. Like, I can still sit down and watch all 7 seasons, I believe it's 7, or is it 9? I don't know, all 300 something episodes. Like, I can sit down and binge watch it. That's how good. I would skip the fillers, of course, but like, it's still a classic anime.
There's something about Dragon Ball in general. I feel like people that don't even watch anime will watch Dragon Ball Z, religiously watch it, watch the movies, wear outfits with it, and be like, oh, I don't know what anime is, but you know what? I ride for Dragon Ball Z.
No, I feel like Dragon Ball Z is like that anime that like a lot of black kids watch as a kid. And even ones who weren't into anime was like, yo, this shit is amazing. This is great. It's probably the fight scenes and all the yelling and screaming. So we have another question that we gave to our community, and I thought this one was really funny. Ooh. What is a shonen you low-key hate and why? And this is not even low-key, it's high-key because I talked about this. I'm sorry for anyone who likes this, but Soul Eater. It was boring. Wow. I got 10 episodes in. I'm like, this is not the reality I want. I was gonna say Gurren Lagann, but that's a mecha anime. I had to look that up, and I was like, I'm sorry, Gurren Lagann was boring as well.
I like Gurren Lagann, whatever. Wow, I'm so surprised.
I know, I'm so upset too, because I know the guy who did Soul Eater did Fire Force too, and I'm afraid that I might not like Fire Force either. But Soul Eater was just boring. Like,
wasted potential. I liked Soul Eater, but I can see what you were thinking. Like, it could have went in such a different and cooler way, but it didn't. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely see that. It's amazing. But I have to say my anime. I'm gonna get so much hate for this, Namu. So prepare the floodgate. An anime I hate. I low-key hate, high-key hate. I do not like Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
I do not like those children.
Well, I never watched it. I never watched it, so.
I watched a good amount of it. Like, I try to give it the benefit of the doubt because the creator is my hero, Sailor Moon's creator's man. So I was like, okay, let me check it out. Even the Yu Hakusho too. So I was like, let me check it out. I watched it. Someone forced me. They were like, watch it. I got through the first part. I was like, oh God, I don't I don't even know. I'm like, I can't even explain. It was just so bad to me. Like, it was annoying. It was dumb. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. The characters, I was like, they did not do it for me at all. I was like, why is this clown here? Why is he thirsting after children? Like, what is these spiders? I even went as far to see I saw this, I think I watched the whole anime, not even thinking about it, because I got to the Chimera Ant arc. I even watched that too, and they're like, you have to watch this arc. You have to watch this arc. If I want to see some girl that should have blown her nose like 3 hours ago, I would have went to any daycare. I just don't understand. Like, you will see what I'm talking about. There's a character. It didn't do it for me. Like, I don't know how other people felt. Like, when they watched it, I did not feel it. I did not feel sad. I did not feel bad. I think they were hating on Killua unnecessarily. They were like hyping Gon up. I was like, Gon? Gon? That's a little sociopath right there. Then you're telling me, and they be coming for Killua. They're like, oh, you need to be more like Gon. You're not his friend. And Killua's like going through this crisis. And I'm like, leave him alone. Like, damn. Like, anyways.
We're about to get so much hate about you hating Hunter x Hunter.
I could probably go into more details about like exactly what I didn't like, but at this moment, just was the dud for me.
I'm sorry, my anime mutuals, but we should just end it here. So the community gave us their answers as well, and someone said My Hero, which just that was like a dagger to my heart. They said the characters are lame. Like, how can you say that when we have a whole Todoroki? Anyway, I don't even want to focus.
Those anime edits, they were watching those cringe like My Hero videos, and they were like,
I'm disgusted. I don't even. No, next. I don't even want to focus on the toxic.
All right, you ready for this one, Namu?
Oh,
this
God.
person says they hate One Piece because the fans won't shut up about it. So how do you feel about that as a One Piece fan?
I am like, unless I know that you like watched a little bit of it, I'm not gonna like talk to you about One Piece. Like that's just like K-pop fans. Like, I'm not gonna talk to you about K-pop unless I know you listen to K-pop. Unless I know you watch One Piece or you're willing to watch it, I'm not gonna shove it down your face. So I understand why you would hate it, because people won't shut up about it. It is a very popular anime, and a lot of people watch it, and a lot of people won't shut up about it at the same time. So I get it.
I don't know, like, I feel like you can have a favorite, but like, don't try to like force. And it's not just the One Piece fandom. I feel like all of them, like, someone could say that is the best anime, but that does not have to be my truth. I'm not gonna get mad about it or anything. So.
That's like the equivalent of Dragon Ball Z fans saying that Goku could beat everyone. I can see why you would hate Dragon Ball Z, because Goku fans are like, oh no, but can he beat Goku? Not Sailor Moon, that's for sure. Sailor Moon could go back in time. Sailor Moon's gonna beat his ass anyway.
Let's see.
Wait, is it my turn? I forgot that fast. Okay, so another answer that someone gave us was the 7 deadly sins, because Meliodas is just way too pervy for my liking. Now, I've never watched 7 deadly sins. I probably won't, only because I don't care for the art style, and I hear it gets really, really bad in the later seasons because the budget's terrible for the anime. But I also get it, the whole perviness. I hate those type of characters. I hate when animes have way too much fan service, and I hate pervy characters. Now, if it's like a side character, fine, but when it's like a main character, like I know that's one of the main characters, it can get annoying. The main
character, like he is his him.
That's even worse. When it's the main character and is a complete pervert. Like, is 7 Deadly Sins an ecchi anime? Because if he's that perverted.
I don't think so. I feel like that's also like something really problematic in shonen. There is a lot of ecchi in it, and it's like some weird, it's like always weird sexualization of like girls, and I'm just like, like, do we have to take this route? But I do have to co-sign. I try to watch the 7 Deadly Sins, and I was just like, no, he needs to go to jail, prison, at least 10 to 15 years.
Not jail.
And okay, so someone said a shonen that they low-key hate is Bleach. And they just can't get into the plot, which is understandable, I think. Because I feel like the plot changes a lot in Bleach. Like, it's so, like, wishy-washy. Like, it starts off as this, and it's, like, a reaction arc. Then there's, like, the Espadas. Then there's, like, the Quincy's. So, I respect it, even though I do like Bleach.
I can't respect it. As someone who hasn't finished it or hasn't watched it in like 10 years, I have no say in the matter, but I think Bleach is great from the little bit I saw.
We're getting towards the end of all our mutual opinions, and they've been really fascinating. So this one, we just wanted to do some reactions. So we asked our community, what was their favorite shonen moment or fight? We said moment because we know not all shonen anime has a moment, but most of them are fights. The last All Might fight, do you remember that?
Versus
one for all for one, all that one.
Oh,
it was that very sad one where he like it was his last like go.
Yeah.
And I was sobbing. It was so good. That's what I think about iconic fight from that show. That's what I think about.
That's a great one too. Especially the scenes leading up to where they rescue Bakugo. Like that's such a great part of that little mini saga.
Ooh, this next one they wanted to do. It's Boruto. I know how we feel about Boruto, but
Naruto.
This is what dreams were made of. This scene. This is what if you watch Naruto, you're like when you saw this, you're like, this is what I went through all these hundreds of episodes for. For Sasuke and Naruto to beat ass simultaneously, it was so good.
Because we go through what like 207 episodes of Naruto and then like 400 plus episodes of Shippuden to finally get to this next series and finally have them together again to fight. It's great times. It
was really good. It was just so good. Oh my goodness. And they were OP'd at this part. Like, it was so good.
For the next one, what is the next one? Because I can't read that.
That's Lloyd. Drunk Yor versus Lloyd.
Oh, okay. So the next one is from Spy Family, Yor versus Lloyd, and this is a great one as well. Have you seen Spy Family?
I have. I really enjoyed the manga too. I don't watch the anime as frequently. I know people really like this scene because it's not only funny, but like she really is coming towards him.
Like, the fact that she's able to do all that in like some hills, and she like these fists are ready for everyone, like E for everyone right now, because but then bust her butt. Okay, and then it's over. And it's over now.
Okay, and then the next fight. Okay. I just watched this because I just watched this anime. This is Toji versus Dagon, which you could press play. It was a very weird fight. I'm gonna tell you, there's a part where he like has his tongue out. That's all I remember. That's all my brain could like process. You're gonna see it in a second here.
I have so many mutuals. I have so many mutuals who just love Toji so much.
Even though he's the worst person in this anime.
I get it though. I get it.
I get it too. I get it. He's just strong. Like, he's him. Like, when they say I'm him, I'm talking about Toji Fujiguro.
Last question. I feel like this is a great way to end it on a sad note. What is your favorite iconic shonen death? Like, who died? Who died?
And scarred you for life.
Scarred you for life, but he was like, man, that was a great moment. And for me, I would say Android 16 in Dragon Ball Z. Because it leads to one of my favorite moments in Dragon Ball Z history. So Android 16, he'd been one of the bad guys up until this moment, but he's like, oh, you know, I like nature and life, and I don't like violence and everything, but, you know, violence is necessary to defeat Cell. And, you know, TLDR, he gets got by Cell. And Gohan's like, no, because Gohan needs that push to become the great Super Saiyan that he should be. And
death is it. That's what's gonna get him.
Yes. Seeing Android 16 get got in front of him and like die, that was a push. And Gohan is my favorite character in Dragon Ball Z, so I loved it as a child, seeing him like be pushed to that limit, and that's just like iconic. It's iconic death, honestly.
My death is like a funny death. I thought it was so funny. I still laugh about it to this day. And you're gonna say that it's really wrong and mean, but Light Yagami dying in Death Note was That was my high. That was like when they were shooting at him and they're like, you're you're L. And he's like, yes, I am. No, I'm Kira. And he's like, yes, I'm Kira. And he like runs away and he still dies. He's like crying. He's like stumbling. It's like so pathetic. I'm like, this is what you get. Like, you are laughing at people, plotting on people, killing people, thinking you were this mastermind, and you still got. So
nah, it was much deserved.
Yes,
much
exactly.
deserved.
It was just, that's what you get.
Nah, I can't stand Light.
I couldn't either. So I was happy.
So our community, they said specifically, nothing broke my heart harder than Koro Sensei cried. I cried like he was my family. I personally haven't seen Assassination Classroom, but I do know the general synopsis of it, and I can see why, because you know, he starts off saying that, oh, if you guys don't kill me, well then I'm gonna kill you all. So I can see why you go through this whole series or season getting, you know, attached to this character only for him to die.
Yeah, I can imagine it was sad. Again, I have not seen it either. Maybe we should do a watch. Maybe that can be one of our reaction shows. We gotta watch this and see if we cry. I'm a crybaby, so probably. Oh God, talking about Queen of Crybaby. So our next Any Mutual said their favorite death was, or iconic death was, Nina and Alexander from Full Metal Alchemist, because nothing will be more painful than that, and I agree. I feel like at that time where anime was like a lot of mainstream ones, they never took it that far. They never took like innocent people and warped them and never did something such inhumane, and we witness it and we're like, oh my God. Like, I feel like that was the first time, and it is very sad.
It is, like, you know, you get to meet this little girl for like a couple episodes prior, and just, you know, it's sweet, and you get to meet the father. He's cool, and he's helping Ed and all this stuff. You know, a lot of other things are happening at the same time. Ed trying to become like a state alchemist, right? At the same time, and just to have something so tragic happen to her, and then at least she was put out of her suffering not
I agree.
long after.
I feel like that was necessary, and I definitely feel like Edward and them, they needed to realize how cruel this world is, and you know, the alchemists are not the heroes that we thought they were. This is definitely military propaganda.
No, yeah,
that's another conversation. But you know what, that scene, you know what, this is the only thing that's in my scene where he goes, Edward. Wait, how did she go? Edward.
Yeah. I got goosebumps.
Yes, it was like, I could, they have amazing voice acting. Go ahead.
So someone else said, no, unfortunately I haven't seen this, so you tell me, but Pito's death from Hunter x Hunter? Pito?
Okay, so I'm gonna give some like, it was actually really sad. So Gon has like this figure, because you know his daddy ain't good to him, and his daddy's the daddy, so he's a
deadbeat. Yeah, I know that for sure.
So he meets this guy that knows his dad, and his name is Kite, and he grows close to them. He trains them. They get this really close relationship, and then P2 fights him, and then he's dead. Okay. Supposedly, allegedly. They don't know. But Gon goes through this whole thing. It's for him to rescue Kite. Everybody knows that man was dead. Everybody. I feel like every other character was like, oh, Gon. But Gon, in his head, he believed that he was alive. And he actually goes to Pita and is like, oh, are you going to bring him back? And Pita's like, yeah, I can do that. I can bring back him. That was a lie. That was a lie. That was a setup. And because of that, Gon realizes that his friend, this person he holds deep in his heart, is like gone, and he goes sicko mode, and it's crazy. Like, if you watch this scene, he beats the brain, the hedge. He beats her head till it's gone.
You know, like, I know you said you didn't like it, but I'm like low key kind of want to watch it now.
Yeah, like, it was such an iconic scene, like, even like the character scene, because it's like the first time you see Gon do something like that. Like, it was crazy. And like what happens after that, because he wasn't supposed to do something like that, it's so crazy. But like, it was like, she deserved it. she deserved it, so I felt good. So I can see why people think it's really iconic. And yeah.
That's good. That's good. That they got it.
They got it. All right. I knew someone was gonna say this one, Namu. I knew it.
Yeah. I cried. I cried when this
too.
happened.
Jiraiya from Naruto. Long live our pervy sage.
Yeah, he fought a valiant fight against pain in this one, and I knew from the get-go that he was gonna die because the opening was tragic. First off, they're showing, the openings always give away or let you know what this season is about, and like you seeing Itachi versus Sasuke, and you seeing Pain versus Jiraiya, and I was like, oh, this is it for both of these characters here. God, Jiraiya is such a great character.
He was. I definitely feel like his death was like very important to like Naruto. Like it's not like he needed that. I didn't want him to suffer any more than he did. He truly suffered so much. And I feel like this also birthed so many funny memes. Like, have you ever seen those memes where like it's the back of the frog?
Yeah. There's like different sayings on it, yeah. I saw one that says send nudes on the back of the frog.
I saw one that was like, oh, there's 6 niggas. Like, it was like, because that was like the big plot twist that there was more than one fan. Yo, that was funny. All right.
In the last one, now, God, I'm terrible. I haven't seen this one either. I know. Bad. Sasha from Attack on Titan.
That was sad.
I know quite a lot of people were upset about that one, for sure.
I feel like 'cause she was such a likable character, like, I don't know what they thought, because I don't know. I was watching Attack on Titan. I knew they were all dying. I was like, this does not seem like a happy ending type anime at all. But like, I think her death specifically is so abrupt. It literally like is so crazy. Like someone shoots her, like they're getting away, and they just shoot her and she dies. That's it. Like it was so wild. It was just happened so quickly, and her character just like ripped from the story. And like they just have to keep going because this is like the most important like arc of the anime that's going on, and they're like, so I know I feel bad. She was cute.
It's a tragic anime from what I gathered. The most I've seen of Attack on Titan is Attack on Titan: Abridged by Team 4 Star. That is it, and I think it covers like the first 2 episodes. I thought it was funny, but that's an abridged version though. It's supposed to be funny.
Yeah. I watched all of it, even though it took me a while to get into it because it was kind of, I don't like gore and I don't like ugly things. And Attack on Titan is 90% ugly and gore, so, but I got past that and it was a decent story. All right, now, I know we're at the end of this and we just asked all our questions and it was really fun, I have to say. Shonen is such a broad, we have to do like a Shonen part 2, like down the line because there's just so much. But it was really exciting. I like how Shonen has changed so much from when it started and when anime got really popular. I love how there's like more different characters, different kinds of protags. There doesn't have to be like the silly-go-lucky one. There's like such dynamic characters. There's more female representation coming up. I definitely feel like Shonen's going towards a good place. Wish it went a little faster, but pretty happy with it.
I agree. I definitely want more representation, want more diversity in it. I want to see more of us in anime, and we've been getting quite a few in the last couple of years. Some good, not some, so good, but we're getting there. And I think what I enjoy most is just how beautiful a lot of these animes look these days. Like, it's just gorgeous. The art style, like, so pretty, so pretty.
Used to watching like 240p.
Yeah.
3 parts. It was blurry. There was like a little image, a big image. There was like Russian on captions.
Right. The subtitles not even in the English or Japanese.
Time has changed.
Be like 20 FPS.
That's such a
freaking bad quality. You've come a long way. Long way.
Pay those animators. Oh yeah. Pay them animators. That's a big thing. You cannot ask for that anime and not pay and respect those people's time, their craft, their livelihoods. I know people like make jokes about it, but I took that as I feel like that's very serious. So Just want to put that out there. And that was Any Mutual.
Whoa! I'm your host, SuperNamu, the love child of Naruto Uzumaki and Sasuke Uchiha.
And that was, and I am Whimsy, the baddest, the coolest, the strongest, but not including Gojo Sotaro. So, sadly. All right.
We're Anime Mutuals. Bye.